This is T with One Scrap at a Time. Some of you may know me from Hearts and Crafts. And today I'm going to show you how I made this cute little 3D candy box using Create a Critter. So grab your Cricut, grab some paper, and let's get started. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you're going to want to do is cut out your chick at 3 inches and then cut out the shell to go along with it. And we'll decorate those after. The next thing that you want to do is go into the settings of your Cricut and change your unit. Instead of being at 1/4 of an inch, you want to change it to 1/10 of an inch. And I will post a link on how to do that at the end of this video on my blog. So what you're going to want to do is, out of whatever you want to be the cover of your candy box, you're going to cut this at 3.7 inches. You're going to cut 2 extra pieces at 3.7 inches. And you're going to cut 2 pieces, one at 3.5 and one at 3.4. And this is what's going to make your egg shape. These you can find in the Create a Critter book on page 60, and it's this right here, which is considered a caption under your phrases special features. It's the only thing I could really find in this cartridge that I could turn into something that looked like an egg. So after you've done all of that, you're also going to need 2 strips. One will be for the bottom of your box, the other one for the lid. Your strips are going to be 12 inches long, both of them. One will be at 2 inches and one will be at 1.5 inches. And you're going to score each of them at the 1/2 inch mark. However, these were not long enough to go all the way around my egg, so I cut 2 extra pieces out of scraps just so that I'd have enough room. So next, what you want to do is score these at the 1/2 inch mark, and then we'll get back together. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to want to do is on your strips is you need to cut out notches going all the way across. I didn't really measure my distance between them. I just grabbed a pair of scissors and cut. So I've already finished that one, so let's do this one together. It's easy. Just take your scissors and cut out these notches. And then just pull them out. And you're going to want to do this on all 4 of your strips. In addition to that, go ahead and cut off this little piece on all of your ovals. Once you're finished with that, let's get back together and start putting this. Now what you're going to want to do is grab your 4 ovals. You should have 2 of them that are the same size, which are your 4x7s. Let's set those aside. Then you have your 3.5 and your 3.4. So let's begin by using the 3.4 and then your strip that is 1.5 inch scored and then cut. And I've already done this, but just run adhesive all the way down your strip and take any side, doesn't matter where you start, and just start gluing it, going around the shape of the oval. This is going to be the lid of your box. Now I started with the smaller piece because I wanted the lid of my box to actually sit inside the bottom of my box. Not real sure why I wanted it that way, but yeah, that's what I did. And I used my ATG gun for those of you that have one. I love this adhesive with these projects. So as I mentioned earlier, once you get this wrapped around, 12 inches is not long enough to go all the way around. So what I did is I took that little short piece that I mentioned to you about earlier, put your adhesive like this, put some on each of the sides, and we're going to use this to fill in that gap. just like that. Making sure that your sides of your walls line up because you don't want it to be really noticeable. Okay. Okay, so that is your lid. Now what you want to do is turn it over, and for this I'm going to use my Scotch Quick Dry, and I'm going to put adhesive all the way around it. And I'm using the Quick Dry only because I like the ability that once I put this on my lid that I have a little bit of wiggle room, that I can move it around. So now I'm grabbing one of my 4.7s, and I am just going to center this as best you can. And next thing you want to do is take your pattern paper. I'm going to ink it. You can ink it once it's on, before, like I'm doing, really up to you. And I'm just using some pink around my edges. Sorry, I keep clearing my voice, my throat, throat is giving me a little bit of trouble this morning. Okay, so now what you're going to want to do is lay this right on top and line it up. All right, let's do the bottom piece. So we're going to take our 2-inch strip, run our adhesive all the way down, bend our tabs to make it easier, and just start anywhere. Like I said, it doesn't matter, just as long as you're getting okay. So now we're going to take our extra strip. Yeah, it's a little long. Let's just cut some off. As you can see, I don't really measure this. I just cut. Do the same thing, add our adhesive. Okay, turn it over. And now let's line it up to our 4.7, just like we did with the lid. Center it the best you can. Cute! Okay, so now let's grab all of our stuff for our little chickie and let's decorate that. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take a baby blue, and it doesn't look like I've even opened this yet. I'm going to take a baby blue ink and go around my egg, only because to me it's a little too creamy. You know, I like color. I like things to look shaded. Then I'm going to take some toffee and go around my chick. Not focusing too much on the bottom of my bird because it's going to be hidden by the bottom of the egg. And here I have a stamp that I'm going to use for the eyes. This is one of the Peachy King stamps, and I believe it's made to work with Crate-A-Critter. I like the look of this big-eyed bird. So I'm just going to come here and stamp. Okay. Then I'm going to take a marker and just go around and give it some lines, some dots. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing with my shell. Okay, next I am going to, oh, where'd my stamp go? I'm sure it's right in front of me. Pull the eyes off and put on the stamp that I have that says Hey Chickie, that I got from Shabby Chic Stamps. They're online. They're a fairly new stamp company. And right down here I'm going to stamp just like that. I'll clean up my stamp when we're done. Okay? So I'm going to position this on the bottom, this on the top, but I want to put this on with some pop dots, play with the coloring a little bit more, and put a bow on the top of the head. And then what you're going to do is just position this right on top of your egg, and you're done. Oops, let me turn it so it faces you. Sorry about that. And you're done. Isn't it cute?